Hello, it's Myke Steele from the Frenemies show. Creeping it real. We're going on a cruise tomorrow, and I hope we don't hit an iceberg, but it's probably not going to happen in the Caribbean. I hope everybody's having a great day and a great month and a great year. And I just want to tell people, kind of the concept of the show is teaching people or motivating people to believe in themselves, to follow their dreams, to look into how to succeed more. And the only way to do that is to do it. You can't get to the moon without trying to get to the moon. You have to try new things. You have to work some nights and weekends. You got to get up early. You got to stay up late. Not forever. If you're trying to build something, you just have to do it. And, people don't want to get advice from anyone else a lot of times, but especially not if they haven't accomplished things. So that's why someone like myself, we wait to do something like this show until we have accomplished something. We've built several businesses, we've made mistakes, we figured things out, we tried different things. And if I can do it, anybody can do it. I've been dirt poor, I've been down in the dumps, I've had absolutely nothing. I've had medical issues and problems with depression and anxiety. So I've had everything happen to me. I had a really challenging childhood and a lot of different kinds of mental abuse and physical abuse. So anybody can accomplish it. I didn't do well in college. I did pretty good in grad school. I was fortunate to have some means, so I had some opportunities, but I had no idea what to do with them. But the point is that you got to start today. So if it's not you, who? If it's not now, when? When are you going to achieve your dreams of building a business, buying a sports car, building generational wealth? I am infected with motivation, with ambition, and positivity. And I have times of the day and the week, I'm like everybody else, where I really don't like anybody. I'm having a horrible time. Things are going wrong. But in general, I come back to that center and I get up, I jump out of bed, just like Dana White with UFC says, I hate sleeping because I want to get things done. I want to accomplish things so that my family and I have options. And I also want to have purpose. I want to build something. So I take risks. I make investments. I have multiple different businesses, which I figured out over time. And you can do that too. Anybody can do it. Anybody can achieve more if that's what you want. Any job to me is worthwhile. Whatever you're doing, as long as you do it with passion and you're honest and you work hard and you do what you're told, you show up on time. But to me, I wanted to be more creative. I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I wanted to do different stuff. When something comes into my brain, I just do it. Like we built this set. It's got a bar, it's got a whole bunch of stuff in it. This is our guest room. Now it's a recording studio, it's soundproof. So you just have to figure it out and do it. No matter where you came from, what your background, none of that stuff matters. Your gender, your race, none of that matters. Your religion, none of that matters. You can do it. You just have to figure it out. You have to work on it. You've got to focus your energy. You have to listen to people who've had success and do research and listen to podcasts and read books and watch videos and go to seminars. You have to get some of that information. But the secret, whether it's good news or bad news, is in you. Okay? You can go to all these self-help seminars and read all the books and go to 10 of those things. You'll come out of there motivated and excited, and then you'll stub your toe, and then your tire will blow out, and then you'll get fired, and then one of your kids, God forbid, has some sort of illness, and then you'll have a pet pass away, and then you'll get a hurricane will damage your house. So bad things can happen, but you got to stay positive and stay on top of it. And going to those seminars and reading those books and all those things are great. But the secret is in you, and it always has been in you. Okay? So you don't have to go to 50 of those things. You don't have to spend all your money. You can do it. You just need advice. Don't give anybody any money. Research things on your own. Figure it out. Just sit down and work on it. Workshop it. Have a think tank, have a round table, get your family and friends together, bounce ideas. If you have an invention, if you wanted to be a billionaire, you could do it. Everything in life is very simple with layers of complexity. If you wanted to be a billionaire, that's very simple. All right? You're not going to get that working at the grocery store. What you can do is open your own grocery store. Billionaire, that's a big one with a B. You probably need to come up with a brand or an alcohol or something like that to be able to sell it to make that kind of money. Millionaire is easy, but it's not all about money. It's about having flexibility. It's about having options. You got to take care of your health, mental and physical, but you can do it. Anybody can do it. I'm living proof that anyone can do it. And that's one of the things we're going to talk about on the Frenemies show with me, Myke Steele, my co-host Doug O, who's not here right now. But we're going to get started soon. We're going to have some episodes. We just want it to be really good. So we're doing an introduction. We're going to be editing. So we want each show to have something of merit. People talk about success. They talk about motivation in general terms because they kind of have to, because they don't know your situation. Do you have a family member you can borrow from? Do you have high net worth already? Do you have a large income so you can borrow against? Do you have a lot of assets? Or if you have nothing, it's okay. You just have to get started and get started today. There's no New Year's resolutions. You get started today. It's just like getting in shape. Get started today. Start communicating with your partner, with your kids, with your in-laws, with your family. Make sure that all those relationships are good. If you don't have relationship health, physical health, financial health, you don't have anything. You got to be financially literate and then do your research and figure it out. No matter what you want to achieve, I'm in assets, real estate, investment properties, and different kinds of rental vehicles and things like that. I want to purchase income. So that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm not waiting for the market. I'm not waiting for rates to drop. I'm not waiting for anything. There's no reason to wait, in my opinion. You figure it out and you go for it. And you solve each problem along the way. You can do it. Anybody can do it. You can have whatever you want in life. Your dreams. You want a beach house. You want a sports car. You want to take more vacations. You want to pay for your kids' college or buy them a home. Or you want to take care of your aging family members. There's nothing you cannot accomplish. Absolutely nothing. Like Nelson Mandela said, everything is impossible until it's done. Okay? Records are made to be broken. You can do it. Just get out there and figure it out. Write down what you want. Write down your goals, your hopes, your dreams, your desires. Plan it out. It's not going to be easy. You're going to make mistakes, but that's okay. That's part of the learning process. You don't learn anything from success. You only learn from failures. So you have to take risks. Gary Vaynerchuk says, most people in life want to be 3-0, 3 wins, 0 losses. The problem with that is you never take any chances and you maybe never get anywhere that you'd like to go. I'd rather be 125 wins and 40 losses, because then I have 82 more wins than you do. I took some hits, I took some risks, but I got there. Look at your mentors or people who've achieved, Sylvester Stallone, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Vin Diesel, these people who made it, even Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos, who figured out how to do it, Shaquille O'Neal. These guys are all billionaires. LeBron James, branding, marketing, coming up with ideas, doing different stuff. You just have to figure it out. There's nothing you can't do. All right? I'm about 5'8". When I was in college, I wanted to dunk a basketball. So I worked on it for like 7 months, and I almost dunked a tennis ball once. And I'm not tall, I was never able to jump, but I worked on the specifics of that. And I remember hitting the rim with a tennis ball in my hand. How could I do that? I worked on it. I worked towards it. Now that's probably not going to happen. But anyway, that's not one of my dreams. You just have to do it. You just have to figure it out. You got to get up early. You got to stay late. You got to work some nights and weekends. You got to grind it out. You got to be positive. You got to be motivated. You have to have ambition. You got to have goals and a vision. If you don't have a target, you cannot hit it. Okay? Aim high. Dan Pena says, make your goals much higher than you ever think you will achieve. And if you come close enough, that's good enough. But you got to start today. You're getting older. I'm 49 years old. I think I've tripled my income in the last year. I'm going to triple it again in the next 2 years. All right? That doesn't make me cool or great or anything. I want options for my family. If there's a medical issue, I want to help. If there's a job issue, I want to help. I want to take them on trips. I want them to have an easier life. So if you can help them out with things like a Disney pass or a gym membership or landscaping, whatever you can do. You know, if your kids aren't doing well, that's one of my mentors, Scott Galloway, talks about. If your kids aren't doing well, then what does anything else matter? It's just like that other adage. You can be a billionaire and you have 100 problems. But if you're a billionaire and you get really, really sick, you have one problem. So you have to stay on top of all of these different things. And you've got to grind it out to achieve. No one's going to do it for you. You're not going to get an inheritance. You're not going to win the lottery. Okay, you just have to do it. If you're waiting on the sidelines, I'm going to blow by you in a rocket ship. Okay? Because I want it. I want it more than anybody else, and I'm going to do it. It's like people who are faithful, they believe in God. You cannot convince them otherwise. You cannot convince me that I can't do it. There's nothing that I cannot do, nothing that I cannot achieve within reason. Okay? You just have to get started. And whatever your specific goals are or visions or what you're good at, we'll have an email, we'll have a phone line, and you let us know and we'll work on it. We'll workshop it together. All boats rise. I want everyone to have as much success as possible. And one of the most important things is financial literacy, whether it's Susie Orman, Dave Ramsey, Clark Howard, Robert Kiyosaki. You just have to figure it out. Which one of those works for you? And then do it. Develop a savings muscle. Develop an investment muscle. Find your mentors. Jordan Peterson, mentor of mine. Arnold Schwarzenegger comes from nothing, believes he can do it, and he manifests it. He makes it happen. Jim Carrey, all these people. Jamie Foxx, how did they get there? They took risks. They took chances. They got out there and got it done. It's not an accident. And Kevin Costner, 6, 7, 8 years waiting tables or getting people coffee or moving lights around a set. There's nothing wrong with that. Quentin Tarantino got himself involved in the movie industry in whatever small way until look what he is now, a legendary director. You can do it. You can do any of those things. You just have to go for it. And if I want to succeed, I figured out what I'm good at, what I like to do, so it's not work, and then I'm going for it full force, all right? I'm not betting the farm. I'm diversified. I have different irons in the fire. I'm figuring it out, but I make sure that I'm generating enough passive income so I don't have to work all day, every day. I'm a remodeling expert. So doing remodeling is difficult. Construction work is difficult. Sweating out in the sun, up on roofs and things like that. I don't want to do too much of that. I'd rather build passive income in different ways so that we have the means to succeed. So I know exactly where I'm going. And on the Frenemies Show website, www.frenemiesshow.com, you can see the different goals. And Doug is going to have his information up there soon. So I have my current weight, which I think is 242 or something. I was 250. I'm going on a cruise, so I'm going to be 290 when I get back. But my goal is to lose weight. I can't tell you to do it if I'm not doing it. So I want people to get in shape. I want to get in shape. I want to lose weight. I want to dress better. I want to be healthier for my wife and family and my kids and grandkid. I want to be able to take care of the old folks. I want to be the guy who takes care of everyone. That's that responsibility as you get older. I always used to wonder, when are you going to be an adult? It just sort of happens, and then you're the one picking up the checks. But I'm happy to do that, as that was done for me. You know, I learned from example. Different people in my family were very influential in helping me, but others were a lot of issues there. So, but you have to overcome it. You can't go back. You just have to fix it. You just have to figure out your dreams. So on the website, I also have the rental properties that we have, the rental rooms, the rental cars, and then the goal, what I'm trying to achieve. I can see it. I can see it over there. I can see it next to Killing It Carl. All right? I put in the numbers. This is what I'm trying to achieve, and this is how I'm going to do it. That's how you do it. You figure it out by putting it down on paper. You come up with an idea and a concept, what you're trying to achieve, and you just do it. You shoot for it. If you do 100 scoops of dirt in the backyard every day, your neighbor's going to call the police, or they're going to, call the mental hospital. In a year, you'll have a pool. So they'll be making fun of you. Look at that guy. What's he doing in a month, 2 months? But in a year, you'll have a pool. You got to get started. The journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. You have all these great quotes. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. The reason people repeat those, you see them in movies and TV and print, is because they mean something, because they resonate. You just have to get started. 100 push-ups a day is, 36,500 push-ups a year, right? If you save $100 a week, that's 5,200 a year. You just have to get started, whatever you're trying to achieve. I'm going to achieve my goals. I want you to also. I know I'm going to get there. I don't feel I'm going to get there. I don't hope I'm going to get there. I'm going to get there, and rapidly, because I'm infected, which I'd like you to be, with motivation, ambition, a drive, all right, a positivity, a competitiveness. But I want everyone to succeed. But I'm going to take what's out there, all right? I'm going to get it done. And I'm going to get it done today. Thank you. This is Myke Steele from the Frenemies Show. If you never hear from us again, we got on the cruise ship, and maybe the earth swallowed us up. But more likely, we're going to get cut off by the shrimp police at the buffet. When you go on a cruise, sometimes they have a person there because you'll take 45 ice cold, delicious, fresh shrimp, and they want you to take like 2. So there's a shrimp police officer. But what you got to do, you got to run interference. You're like, hey, what's that over there? Is that there's a hamster in a blender? And then you just take like a fistful. And I have giant hands for a not so tall guy. I have these massive banana hands, all right? You better get to the shrimp before I do, because when I get there, they're gone. I can fit like 100 shrimp in this. Look at this thing. Look at this, man. I could block out the sun, all right? That makes me an excellent tennis player. I was a professional tennis instructor nationally and internationally. I'm still a very good player, but I could never go pro. I didn't start early enough. I'm not 6'5", which would help, and I'm not competitive in that way. I didn't want to win in sports. I didn't have that. But I have other competitive drives that I want to succeed, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. Mark my words. So I'm going to do it, and I want you to do it with us, with me and Doug O, is to succeed, is to increase your income, is to ask your boss for a raise or come up with your own company, to figure it out, to think tank it, to workshop ideas. That's the only way you're going to get there, is to work on it. And like Kobe Bryant, if you work an extra hour a day, that's 365 more hours in a year. How much better are you going to be in 5 years? 2,000 more hours you worked on it. All right? You can do it. You just have to work on it every day. Every day exercise, every day breath work, every day lots of water. I would suggest, like my healer tells me, eat organic, non-GMO foods, nothing fried. Don't eat out too much, no fast food. Get healthy, get some sun, go out, do some grounding, put your feet in the ground, take healthy supplements. Have yourself under the care of a doctor's, of course, but also acupuncturist, someone who does cupping. They do all sorts of different healing, infrared light therapy. Look into some of these to try and, figure out how to be healthy and alert and awake, and then get what's out there. Go take it. All right? What is it? The Alec Baldwin. The money's out there, it's yours. If you don't take it, I got no sympathy for you. Ryan Gosling in Crazy Stupid Love. I want something, I take it. I don't like something, I say it. Be that person, right? Be the alpha. Take control and get it done. And be good to everyone in your life. And remember, Myke Steele and Doug O, the Frenemies Show, creeping it real.